I'm Matthew Morris, MM Wood Studio, and it's Wednesday, which means it's time to film another shop update. So there's been a lot going on here in the shop, and actually just outside of the shop. This might not seem like it's woodworking related, but it absolutely is. So this last weekend, I worked on with my neighbor. The two of us got a form up, the ground leveled, 50-50 mix down for the base, and the rebar down for a slab. We're going to hopefully, knock on wood, be pouring this Friday on just on the other side of my property. So I'm on a half acre here, and I'm going to be putting up a 10 by 20 tough shed. Why is this important to the shop? Well, it's important to the shop because I love my girlfriend, but she comes in here, and which is fine by me, but uses the shop to build her garden boxes that she sells at the farmer's market every week. And she sells, which means that she is in here building. So we're going to get her own shop. I'm really looking forward to that. I know she is as well. She'll still, of course, be coming in here to use some stuff as well, the jointer and the table saw at times. But it's going to be good for both of us because she has, one, her own space, and two, I can recapture some more time in my space. So that'll help me get more updates out to you guys and get projects finished a little bit faster. Speaking about projects, here is one of the Scotch cabinets, and the other one's on a table over here. It's pretty close to this date. So let me just walk you through where I am so far, at least what happened from last week to this week. So last week when we met, I had raised the panel on the door, and after I raised the panel on the door, I got the panel all ready for finish, so I cleaned up the edges basically. And once I got the raised part of the panel cleaned up, and the door was ready to be glued together after I got it all surface prepped as well, I pre-finished the panel on the door. Now, Matt Cremona and myself talked about this on the Matt and Matthew show, why this is important. And just to recap, basically, this panel is going to expand and contract in this direction. And as it expands and contracts, the last thing you want is some part of the panel to show up that has no finish on it. So in order to alleviate that situation, I pre-finished the panel before I glued up the door. Once the door was together and it was cut to size, it was time to fit it. And let me show you. So the door opens up very nicely. I'm really digging it. And I have a nice even reveal all the way around. Now I've left the reveal a little bit wider than I would have in the summer. So along with that expansion and contraction I was talking about for the panel, the door is also going to expand and contract. Same thing with the rest of the wood too, right? As moisture comes in and is released. Well, since we're in the winter, there's less moisture content because the humidity is lower than in the summer. So anyways, as there's more moisture comes in, this door is going to expand and contract. So I had to think about that and leave a little bit extra room all the way around. So hopefully 4 or 5 months from now, the door will be a little bit wider, and it still won't bind, which I'll have enough room for it to expand in the door. And then besides that, the other thing I worked on this week, that was a lot, was when the door is open, you see this beautiful shiplapped maple back here. Now, what's really nice about doing a shiplap back is you allow for expansion and contraction in the two parts here, so they can expand and contract, and it won't rack the case or push the sides out or anything like that. The other really fun part, at least for me, is actually doing the shiplap part, getting everything to fit really nicely. So my little line here, the shadow line between the two panels, is right dead center. I spent a lot of time to prepare for this, so measuring and all that fun stuff. So I got those two panels right in the center, and I think that's really awesome. Not much left on the build except for really the crown molding, attaching the stops for the door, and dealing with the handle. There'll be two handle options in this project. One will be is the handle I have from Anthropology, and the other option is to turn a handle or knob, and I'll show you guys how to turn a knob on the lathe. Now, speaking about the project, some of you have already purchased the project. When I say some, I think maybe 3 now. I've already purchased the project. I have the first 7 chapters up online and ready for you guys to devour and watch. And all the plans for the project are up as well, except for the crown molding. And I didn't have the shiplap back up yet because I just wanted to figure a couple things out. Now that I have that done, I've written out what I figured out. I'll get those plans updated. And speaking about knobs and hardware in this project, if you haven't poked around the site, then you should, because there's a new option on there called Store. I think it's Store or Shop. Either way, I have my first stuff up there for sale for this project, which is a hardware kit for the project. And that includes everything, well, actually 2 items, 2 SKUs. One hardware kit with the Anthropology leather knob, and one hardware kit without. So if you want to turn your own knob, that's fine as well, or buy another one. So that includes the hinges. Those kits will include the hinges, the steel screws, the which I don't have installed right now, but a brass stop for the door. It's really nice. It's a double ball one. It goes right in. It's really small, but it looks really good. You can see a picture of it on the site. The brass stop. What else is on there? Oh, the hanger for the back of the cabinet. So those 2 items are up. They're online, ready to go. I have them in stock. If you guys want, go ahead and order them, and I'd be happy to ship them to you. So next week, hopefully, knock on wood, I will definitely have the crown molding up by the next shop update. And if I'm really, really lucky, I'll have the knob installed here as well. And maybe I'll even have this cabinet finished. And that's it for this week. As always, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and follow me on Instagram and like me on Facebook. And until I see you guys next week, have a great week in the shop.